joined by the Executive Director of the University City Children's Center and the founder and CEO of LUME Institute, and someone very involved with the development of the Flance Early Learning Center, Steve Zwolak, and with him is the Alderwoman for the 5th Ward of the City of St. Louis, Tammika Hubbard. Welcome, Tammika and Steve.
Sarah, thank you.
So we're just right on the cusp of a very exciting development in downtown St. Louis that I understand has been on in the workings for a decade or more.
Yeah, McCormick Barron and Urban Strategies, in collaboration with the city politicians, have really put a tremendous amount of emphasis in their community, and with a heavy focus on the state of education in the Murphy Park and O'Fallon Place area. And McCormick Barron invested heavily in supporting the Jefferson School, which is a school, the neighborhood school, the community school there. And they realized that children entering school needed more. And
needed
so they
more education,
they needed to come in a little bit more ready for kindergarten.
Okay.
They weren't ready for kindergarten.
Okay.
And so they did a tremendous amount of research. They visited the Parisian schools in France, their early childhood schools. They've been studying the best of the best nationwide. Spent some time in Chicago and Tulsa observing something called the EduCare model, and they've extracted what I would say the best pieces of the best practices. Okay. And made a deep commitment. And they've been working on this project for at least 12 years. But I think the idea even percolated far long before that.
And Steve, you got involved through your organization, LUME Institute, and then obviously your extensive professional experience with early childhood right now at University City.
It was interesting. McCormick Barron and Urban Strategies did a search, and they were trying to find who could come in and operate an early childhood program, and frankly, we were in their backyard. Yeah. And so we've been engaged with the project for about 7 years. Had a hands-on approach to the design of the building. This is personally, it's probably about my 5th building that I helped design, and I think we got the best of the best. It's going to be the most beautiful early childhood center in the country. So wow. Yes, we've been involved. Our LUME Institute team is deeply involved, and now we're building the Flance team.
Yeah, and we're going to be hearing much more about this amazing school throughout the show today. Alderwoman Tammika Hubbard, this is happening in your ward. So how exciting is that?
I'm very excited about it. When they first came on board, and after I had been elected and started telling me about the plans that were in place to build a state-of-the-art early childhood center in the 5th Ward, I was definitely impressed. In the 5th Ward, if you study the demographics of the ward, we have a lot of children that are in need of quality early childhood education. And so when I looked at everything and saw, all of the great things that this center would encompass, I was definitely overjoyed to have it in the 5th Ward.
And these children in your ward right now, do they have other preschool options, or are they mostly just not being schooled during that critical time?
There are other preschool options within the ward. Actually, we do have pre-existing daycare centers, but the daycare centers that are there, they need some assistance so that our kids can get, the most quality education they can get during those most formative years. And so I think it's important, that Flance is going to be on board, and they're going to offer support to those centers and other child care providers within the area.
Right, right. It must be very exciting for your community right now. I'm sure there's lots of communication and things going out to your residents as we speak.
Yes, it is.
And Steve, going back to the LUME Institute, I'd like to talk for a moment just a little bit more about what that is and what role you've played.
Well, LUME Institute really, it was birthed at University City Children's Center. We've been studying children. We have a mixed income community at University City Children's Center, and we've been studying the impact of our approach on our children. And we have gotten some incredible results on children. We're seeing achievement gap closure within the model that we use for educating children. And just as a quick snapshot, it's really about supporting children from their emotional side up. So children don't, just drilling information and skill drill stuff through more highly academic approaches has really been proven to be pretty ineffective.
Right.
And so what LUME is doing, what we're doing is really exploring more and more about how do we support the emotional development so children can be socialized with a sense of compassion and empathy. And then when kids their infrastructure is solidified, then they're ready for academic readiness and academic risk. So that's the approach, and so our relationship with the Flance Center is giving us an opportunity to spread the model in a community that we think could really value from it. And the other thing that LUME does is we have a whole professional development arm. So we are teaching teachers how to implement and live this approach.
So it's great that this work it's in our community right now, all these different aspects and different communities within St. Louis are helping each other out and helping to develop this Flance Center. I'll be speaking with Steve again later, but up next, Ron Jackson and Cheryl Lovell will join me to tell about the importance of community partnerships and how those relationships are important to the Flance Early Learning Center. Stay tuned.